right, y'all, what is up? Welcome back. Tonight we got a crazy story. I'm pretty sure you already heard of this, but I'm gonna go a little bit deeper in depth with this story and pick out some suggestive reasoning on why I think this happened. But anyway, so this 500-pound lady is suing Lyft because apparently a driver refused to pick her up due to the weight restrictions on his vehicle. So if you're not familiar with the story, I'm gonna play a short clip and then we're going to talk about this afterwards. Let's go.
Landing tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. I get the money and flip it and make time food. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, it really hurt my feelings.
It looks like a Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What am I gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another Lyft?
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
This is crazy.
What I got to do with your tires?
You're in his car.
You have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
Because I have eyes.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I've tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order an Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Travis.
Okay. Nope.
Blanding.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Poor Abraham. I'm pretty damn sure Abraham is going to lose his position at Lyft after this current debacle. Poor Abraham. I feel sorry for the guy. So let's talk about this. Was she too big for the car? Or according to the lady, he was driving a Mercedes. And I know a little bit something about cars to where I can kind of project that he's going to be driving a C-Class. So let's go ahead and look up the weight limit for a C-Class. Can typically carry around 1,268 pounds. So me playing devil's advocate here, he probably could have fit her in the car. Being that she's a 500-pound woman, he probably could have fit her in the car. Would it have been the smartest thing to do, being that he had tires with less than average tread? Probably not. It probably would have been a dumb decision. And from listening to the sound of his engine as he pulled up, it sounded like that car had a little bit of issues. So it probably wouldn't have made it up the hill with that big girl in it. I'm just going to be honest with you. But according to this, he could have carried the weight of that young lady, and it could have been okay. So why didn't he? Well, I can tell you that from a guy that's owned a lot of cars, small cars, big cars, racing cars, lowered cars. When you do have a person that is at that weight capacity, I'm going to say 400 pounds and over, it does affect your car. It does drive differently. Your car veers a little bit to whatever side they're sitting on. And you can tell when you go over speed bumps that your car has less than average clearance over those speed bumps. So you have to literally curve around the speed bumps, even if you don't have a lowered car. So I do sentiment with what the guy is talking about. Even though he was driving a vehicle that was sufficient to the weight class, this would have messed up his suspension. This could have messed up his tires. This could have messed up his braking. I just want to let you know he was not going to be able to drive that car like normal if he were to get out and drive that car. Okay, let's look at this. These are the effects of having a huge person in your car. When I say huge, I mean 500 pounds and above. Your car will sag. There will be noticeable lowering of the car when heavily loaded. Each car has a payload, guys. I'm sure you can see it. It's on the side of your car when you open your door. Each car will tell you the payload size that you can carry, or the capacity of the weight capacity in the interior and things like that. Reduced ground clearance, exactly what I was talking about. I'm not sure if she was at an apartment or not, but if he picked up that girl and went over a speed bump, he's going to hit that speed bump, guys. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it, especially if he has a car that's a little lower than average. And I would say a Benz has a little bit lower clearance than average. Poor handling. Guys, if he needs to swerve around something, that car is not going to swerve as properly as it would because it's carrying 600 pounds more. You guys got to realize, once you start getting into the realm of 400 pounds, 500 pounds, this added weight to a car, it's the same concept of a truck hauling something, okay? You can't move the same. I can't drive my Chevrolet the same way as if I'm hauling a ton of bricks in the back, even though that thing is built for towing and built for work. If I'm hauling something, it's just not gonna drive the same, guys. That's common freaking sense, okay? Common sense. And then uneven tire wear, as the guy was talking about. If you do have less than average tread on your tires and you're carrying something that's overweight capacity, you do run the risk of having a blowout. He wasn't lying, okay? Look, if somebody's driving Lyft, they're probably not the richest person out there, okay? I'm not saying successful people don't drive Lyft, but they probably need money. There was no reason that he would turn that down. And I can tell you one thing, he was hella polite, because I would have just drove off. I would have saw her and I would have just drove off and made up something and said I had a family emergency so I wouldn't have to deal with Lyft. But this guy was incredibly nice, sat there and gave her the explanation on why he didn't think this was a good idea. And it wasn't good enough for her. Now, what I suggest for her is, if you're going to be that size and riding in people's cars, you should probably just get your own car at that point. You know, get an SUV or something. Get an SUV. Now, let's move on to this point, which is extremely interesting. Extremely interesting, guys. Michigan is the only state in the country with a law banning body size discrimination. What? This is nuts. So you telling me this chick could go apply for a job at Hooters and sue Hooters if they didn't hire her based on her size? This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Y'all, I want y'all to realize we live in a clown world, okay? We live in a straight clown world. I cannot take society seriously anymore. I can't take society seriously anymore. If a guy doesn't want a 500-pound woman in his car, he's not allowed to. As long as he's in Michigan, he's not allowed to. If you're a Uber or a Lyft driver, but this could have been a taxi. Guys, hear me out. This could have been a taxi, right? This could have been a small Nissan Sentra taxi, and this taxi company would still be getting sued by this 500-pound woman because they said that they didn't want her in the small car. She needs a bigger car. Okay? Now, I want to know, like, when she goes to the clothing store and tries on clothes, and then the person that works there says, how about this size? It may fit you better. Would she sue them for discrimination of size then? Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. I think this lawsuit is total bull. But like I said, guys, we live in a clown world, so she just may very win. And plus, she got some good lawyers from what I can see. They look like they know their stuff. But, you know, lawyers are only in it for the money, not for the moral equity of it, you know. This is sad. No accountability at all for her size. No accountability for, the situation that she's in. No accountability for letting someone choose who gets in and out their car. That's your right to choose. I don't care what company you work for. If somebody comes by my car and they stink, I'm not going to let them in my car. If they have flies flying around, I'm not going to let them in my car. They probably stink. Same thing. And how dare he compare being fat to being black? That does not sit right with me. Dr. Umar, I need you to get on this ASAP. I'm just kidding. But y'all, what do y'all think about this? Are we living in a clown world or what? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like what you see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with another video in just a little bit. See you guys later. Peace.